Hello. Alright, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know I'm probably talking to nobody right now, but I am kind of kicking the rust off, getting back into the swing of things as far as doing live sales goes. I did live sales for A1 Comics on Instagram for about 2 years, did about 150 shows, and now I am switching over to my own company. I'm doing them on YouTube Live. I think there's a lot more features that benefit the customers, as well as anybody watching. There's a lot more interactive opportunities, and I think it's just it's a higher quality medium, and it's a lot more clear as far as what people can and can't do. Instagram is great for a little more informal things, but I think YouTube, as far as a sales platform goes, is going to be overall superior, and kind of where the market's going to be moving over to in the future. Now I have a great setup here. This is kind of my beta setup. I can actually see if people are typing pretty easily without moving too far away. However, I did just realize that I don't really have a good monitor to kind of gauge where I am in front of the camera and where I am holding items. That being said, I think I can, it's kind of like riding a bike, and any feedback would be super helpful. If people can hear me, please let me know. If you can see everything okay, please let me know. Again, if you have any suggestions at all, any sort of constructive criticism, any sort of feedback, again, you're not going to hurt my feelings if something sucks, or if there's something that is obvious to you that I'm clearly not doing. So either way. Okay, we got image and sound are great. Thank you so much, Wookie Fanatic. I believe that's Sam. So it's good to see you, man. I really appreciate you taking the time. I think I'm just going to go for about 30 minutes today. Really just feeling this out again. I've been putting this off for a while. I do have a little bit of anxiety getting back in front of the camera. A lot of things have changed in the last couple of years, but overall I'm super excited to be here, and I think it was nice seeing you at Shortboxed, I believe. And this is also something I wanted to do before I really lean into advertising. Obviously my dad and A1 Comics have agreed to be super helpful and help me get some marketing momentum going. As I get on my own feet here. I have been buying collections. I have been setting up shows. I have been heavily involved in the comic book world lately, and it just makes me that much more excited to start doing something like this again, which is very much my own, and have a lot less rules and regulations, and I think it'll be a lot more fun this way. So I'm going to do like the first wall ever here real fast, just to kind of get a feel for it. I do work from home now, and I'm based out of Folsom. It's been really warm lately, and I did a whole bunch of moving things around today and yesterday, getting ready for this. A lot of cleaning, a lot of physical labor went into it. I did have some help, of which I appreciate very much. But there's some books that I picked up in a collection recently that I wanted to talk about real quick, and I figure I'd just do a few walls and kind of go from there. So if there's any other questions, or if anyone else has jumped in, I would love to hear from you guys. And oh, all right, vacation in Bodega Bay. Well, cool, man. I really appreciate it. So just to get started, let's see. I think I think it's right here. I have a small monitor on the other side. There we go. Yeah, that's about right. I think the resolution's pretty high as well. I think it's a lot better than Instagram was, so hopefully this will be a better overall experience. So I got a Super Mario Brothers #1. This is a 6.0 for $59. The cool thing about this is it is actually the first limited series featuring stories inspired by the Nintendo video game franchise. Period. So it's the first Nintendo in comics, the first Super Mario in comics, and this cover is actually reprinted later in a series called Adventure of the Super Mario Brothers #1, which comes a couple years later. you end up getting Metroid in this series. You get Link, you get Zelda, you get Donkey Kong, you get all those classic Nintendo characters for the first time in this series. These books have really appreciated a lot lately. I like that this one I didn't have to send off or anything like that. It's just a really nice raw copy, 6.0, and that's going to go up on A right there. So again, just let me know if those are like big enough to read. Of course, I can always make them bigger. I will be printing them out eventually. This is just, again, a very rough first draft. I did a test a couple weeks ago, exactly a week ago, just to kind of get all of my equipment in order. And today is my first test actually using the space. And it's something that I'm going to like capture the entire video for. The cool thing about YouTube is it records it, so people can always go back and re-watch the video. If there's anything that they missed that maybe they want to buy, you can pause it and come back to it. But I'll use this footage as something that I send out kind of promotionally. Hi there, Morgan. I'll send this out promotionally to the list of people that I invited to watch today. Like, I know not everybody can always jump in live, but I still think having the recorded video will be helpful. And of course, if people want to pick anything up, they're more than welcome to. So let's see, the next two books I have, actually these are really exciting books right now. I just got done watching the trailer a couple times for Wolverine and Deadpool, or Deadpool number 3. So these have been extremely sought after. These are also newsstands, which are, so they're later newsstands from 1994, which is going to be less than 10% of the total distribution that year. Very hard to come by in high grade. These are both 6.5s, $65. It's Wolverine number 88, which is the first time Wolverine fights Deadpool in a comic book, which is of course going to be featured prominently in the new Deadpool movie. We've been waiting for that for so long, and Ryan Reynolds has been hinting at that for almost a decade. Finally got Hugh Jackman to jump in. So these are going to be huge keys as far as when the movie comes out and thereafter. And again, it's Wolverine and Deadpool, so I don't think these prices are ever going to come back down. We have kind of borne the brunt of the recession and of kind of the coming back to earth of the prices in the comic book market. There's a lot of information I've been kind of analyzing to back that up. And these are books that I'm very, very confident about. So I'm going to put these guys up on B. And I did, for anyone that did the A1 Comics live sales, the overall experience is going to be very familiar. There is a new form to fill out. It's pretty much copy-pasted from A1 Comics, except this time it includes your YouTube handle instead of your Instagram handle. And of course, the PayPal invoice will be coming from All Comics and Collectibles, and my email, and I hope this isn't confusing, but my email is actually a1comicsclassic@gmail.com, and again, all that information is going to be on the Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube, but this is going to be really kind of the nucleus of my business is going to be the Tuesday night live sales, starting off 1 hour at a time, at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time every single Tuesday. And yeah, I'll go from there. So we got those Wolverine number 88s on B. We got Super Mario Brothers number 1 on A. I don't expect any claims at all, so it feels like there's crickets and tumbleweeds. Again, this is just a test, just to get some feedback. Again, just to practice this all again. It's been a while. So we got Futurama at number 1. It's a 7.0. This is the first appearance of Futurama in comic books. And we also have some, the classic Simpsons art, as this was as far as I'm aware of, the second kind of creative universe that Ed Growing brought to us through TV shows, and this is the first comic. So that's on C. And of course, sorry, not Ed, Matt Growing. Matt Growing's has always been a huge comic book enthusiast, and being able to bring his creative properties from TV to comic books, it translated very well, and you can tell he's a huge fan. So next up we have Spider-Man. This is What If. What If number 105. This is the first appearance of Spider-Girl, also the first A Next and J2. A lot of 90s stuff happening here. It's a 1998 newsstand, which is going to be less than, I believe, 5% of the market that year. These are going to be really, really hard to come by. A CGC 9.8 is over $1,200. I'm only asking $49 for a 6.0. And I think it has a really attractive cover. And again, you can tell it's a newsstand. There's no direct market barcode. It's just kind of like that naked looking barcode right here. I think overall a nice book. I do grade pretty conservatively, just like I did when I was with A1. Maybe even a little bit more so nowadays, just because I obviously don't have the same reputation. But again, for my customers, it's really important to me that if you pick up any books and you do decide to send them off to CGC, or get them additionally cleaned. I clean most of my books, but if you get them pressed, that you're going to get the same grade, if not a half grade or a full grade higher. So I can put this guy up on D, and I haven't quite decided if I'm going to use this as like a feature rack or if I'm going to use this for the auction items. I do have another rack right here, which will be available on future streams. I didn't quite get around to having a second camera angle that I'll be able to click back and forth from, and yet, which will obviously complete the alphabet, and you'll have auction items as well. All that's going to be incorporated very, very soon. So if that's part of your constructive criticism, don't worry about that at all. I will have a second camera angle, and the audience will be able to control that themselves through not just YouTube, but other streaming platforms. If you want to get an up close, really nice detailed look at the auction item, or if you want more information about it, you don't have to ask me all the time. It'll just be readily available for anyone watching. So another one of my favorites, we got Beavis and Butthead #1. This one's a 9.2 for $22. We got the scraping the jaw cover. A lot of fun. This is art by Rick Parker. And the writer, the guy that did Beavis and Butthead, is the same guy that did the movie Idiocracy, the movie Office Space, and I think he's also responsible for King of the Hill. I'm kind of blanking on his name right now, and I don't have a big enough audience to rely on their knowledge to help me out, but maybe it will come back to me at some point. And again, this is the first appearance of Beavis and Butthead and Daria in comics. So I'll put this guy up on E. Actually really looking forward to heavily advertising this, so I have more people to talk to. I forgot how fun that is. Okay, we have Silver Surfer #50, and this is we got a second printing right here, cover art by Ron Lim, Sacramento local. He's one of my favorite artists of all time, and also he's one of my favorite just overall human beings as well. This one's $15. It's a 6.5, and it is signed by Ron. There's no COA, but I'm pretty darn sure that's his signature. And this is, even though this is the second printing, when the first printing came out, it was the first foil embossed comic cover. Printing errors where the foil is missing can command a higher value, although there were no errors on the second printing itself. But just a little bit of extra information. This one came out May 31st, 1991. So I'll put that up on F for very fun comic. Alright, so again, we got Deadpool and Wolverine coming out at the end of July. I'm going to go see that with my mom opening night, hopefully at the Esquire IMAX downtown Sacramento. I'll probably end up seeing it quite a few times. I typically see Deadpool movies 3, 4, 5 times when they come out, and I'm sure this one's going to be no different. It looks really great, but here's the first, I think, Unlimited series. I guess this one's limited also. So this one was limited to 4 issues as well. This is a Deadpool #1 from 1994. This one's a 9.0 for $19. And it has some really nice cover art by Ian Churchill on the cover. And this is the first appearance of Kilbrew, the scientist who is largely credited for Wade Wilson becoming Deadpool. So I believe in the movie that was his name was Wilson? No, he had kind of a semi-embarrassing name when Deadpool finds it out. Anyways, that is a different character, I believe. But again, really nice cover art by Ian Churchill, classic Deadpool cover from the mid-90s. That's going to go up on G. Okay, we got Spawn #9. This is the first Angela. Cover art by Todd McFarlane, of course. This is May 10th, 1993. And there's actually a huge legal battle between Marvel and Image over this character. So she actually doesn't get reused much, or if at all, because neither company is currently allowed to. So if you want to get a kind of B-list main character's first appearance for cheap and have the confidence that there's not going to be like an overprinting or overuse of the character as well, this is a great way to go. It's $6. It's a 6.0. And the cover was inspired by Wonder Woman number 72 by George Perez. And that's going to go up on H. Alright, we have just a fun cover. We got some mid-2000s Deadpool with a classic poker card kind of layout here. It's a 9.4 plus for $15. This is issue 16, and cover art by Jason Pearson. Put that up on I. And let's see, another awesome Deadpool cover. If you guys are noticing a theme here so far, I've been very excited about Deadpool. It's been a really easy book, easy character to talk about and sell at conventions, which is the majority of my most recent experience. And they did a series of movie poster homages in the mid-2000s, and this one is, of course, from Scarface. So it's a 9.0 for $15 for number 4. And I just rewatched all the Alien movies, but of course this is the Alien movie poster cover swipe, and this is issue number 6, which is an 8.5 for $15. I think I can get a little closer, actually. Be all right. And let's see. For the movie Alien, it says, "In space, no one can hear you scream." And on this one, it says, for Deadpool, "In space, no one can hear you cuss." So I can put that issue up on. So we got Scarface is going to go up on J, and we got Alien's going to go up on K. Let's see. Let's get away from that. All right. I didn't know there's a third Venom movie coming out. There is. And what better book to get besides the Venom Lethal Protector number 1? Classic Eddie Brock story. This is a 6-issue limited series that involves Spider-Man as well. Cover art by Mark Bagley. He's one of my favorite Spider-Man artists of all time. He did Ultimate Spider-Man. It's actually really fun for me because now I have my entire collection right here. So it's very easy for me to talk about and reference kind of in my home environment when it comes to collectibles. Whereas when I was at the store, you know, it was a little more, dad's ballpark, and you know, a lot more of that that influence. So this is a little bit more modern and a little bit more personality tied into me, which I'm also excited about. So this is a 6.5 for $16, very affordable. And this is, of course, issue number 1. Mark Bagley, Venom Lethal Protector number 1. It's going to go up on L. What else we got here? We got the Max number 1. This is a 6.5 for $8. Sam Keith, Sacramento local. I haven't, unlike Ron Lim, I haven't met him, but I know there's a ton of people in the area that love the Max. They collect as much as possible, and I heard it's a very good read. This came out on January 10th, 1993, and let's see. Oh, this actually, so the argued first appearance of the Max is actually Darker Image number 1, but Capital City Distribution Direct Market reports that this came out 2 weeks prior to the release of Darker Image number 1. So this is the true first appearance of the Max. That's a character that you are collecting, and I want to make sure you have all your T's dotted and I's crossed. This is an important one to pick up. And of course, if you're Sacramento local, you can have Sam Keith sign it for you. Put that one on M. M for the Max. How about, here's a fun humor book. This is Impossible Man number 1 and an 8.5. This was published in 1990, August 10th, 1990. So just about 1 month before I was born. And the cover art is by Al Milgrom and Art Adams. It's a really fun one. You got a cool Dr. Doom cover. Doesn't look like a 1990 book, but I guess it is. Alright, go up on N. And how about a little Iron Man #1, the late 90s newsstand. This is a 1998 newsstand, so that's going to be less than 10% of the market. First appearance of the Mark 16 armor. It's 8.0 for $15. Going to go up on O. Not as much space here. Might have to figure something out with spacing. If it's comfortable for you guys, I appreciate the feedback. If it's something I should explore more, maybe try to make it so I can come forward and backward more if I'm not covering all the items. Again, that's something I'm definitely going to want them to know a lot about. It's my very first time jumping into this space, so all the feedback is appreciated. New Mutants #87, second printing. You can tell this is the second printing because of the gold background. The original background is like burnt orange or kind of a light red. Cover art by Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane. So this is going to be your first appearance of Cable, as made famous by Deadpool #2. This is a 7.5 for $15, and that's going to go on P. I remember how rare it was as A1 to like to do an entire wall and not have anything claimed on it. So that feels a little unfamiliar, but at the same time, I'm sure it's going to happen plenty. And again, I'm not too concerned with selling things today. If there is anything that somebody does actually want, again, you can. The great thing about YouTube is you can go back, you can rewind it, you can see what was offered, and always feel free to DM me, email me, probably text me as far as the people are concerned here. And yeah, you can always claim stuff after the fact or just check, like, hey, like, was it claimed? I'll let you know. And if you want to add it to your pile, you want to be invoiced for it, if you want to meet somewhere in Folsom to come pick it up, we can definitely work something out. And the cool thing about this style is there's not going to be as many like super expensive books. I am going to have a lot of keys. I still have CGC material, but I'm also going to be focusing on some much more affordable material, a lot more like late 80s to early 2000s, things that are really relatable for me and people my age, but also are affordable for people my age. So here we go. We got a $4 book. This is a 7.0. This is Heroes and Legends Annual 1997. This is a 1997 newsstand, so less than 11-12% of the market. Total distribution back then, the direct markets were always going to be much more common, and obviously treated a lot better because they went to comic shops, whereas books like this were still sold through drugstores or maybe like your Barnes & Noble, just people that really didn't maybe care about comics as much. These were also returnable, so if they didn't sell, they were sent back to the distributor, the printer, and destroyed. So there's going to be much fewer newsstands, especially in the late 90s and after, than direct market books. So that's a really fun kind of premium to get, and again, $4 can't go wrong. So I'm going to put that up on Q, and let's see. I have so much Deadpool material. I had no idea I was cranking out that much Deadpool. Let's do some Star Wars. I know Sam likes Star Wars. Alright, we have... Thank you, Morgan. I appreciate that. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. This is #2. This is a fantastic Boba Fett cover. This is a 9.4 plus, so very high grade, definitely investment grade. This book is $40. This is one of the first books I ever priced for my company. It has like the old little handwritten price tag on the back. I can actually get quite a bit closer, I think, than I am. There we go. We got Star Wars Shadows of the Empire #2, and again, that was like a really popular Nintendo 64 game. One of my favorites. It's a game I've actually collected, but it always makes me feel nice and warm and fuzzy to see not just amazing art, but also just the Shadows of the Empire logo. And I don't have the artist written down. I will find out though. I'm going to put this one on R for Star Wars. And I got another copy right here just in case so many people want one that I don't have enough. There's 2 to go around for all maybe 1 people watching. That's okay. I got Shadows of the Empire #1, 9.4 plus or 75. Sam, I know you have these books already, but I know you're putting together a second run. So give me a call. We can work something out. I can send you some pictures. That's going to go on S for Star Wars or Shadows. This one's pretty fun. Star Wars Tales, number 13. It's an 8.5 for $75. It's also a 2002 newsstand. So you're looking at, probably less than, you're getting closer to less than like 6 or 7% of the market. Really, really hard to come by. The interesting thing about this book, it's like it doesn't have a very compelling cover. I don't know if the story is very good, but it is the first appearance of a Yoda-like infant, which was made famous by the Mandalorian show, which I watched and enjoyed. And since Grogu in that show is a Yoda-like infant, same species, just a child, I think he's called the child in that show, this became a big book because it's the first time in comics that they feature any sort of character that is in fact a child version of Yoda. So that is a cool book, and of course if you're a big Samuel L. Jackson Mace Windu fan, then this is a great cover for you as well. That one is $75. It's an 8.5 on T. So I'm just going to do A through T on this wall. I do have U through Z over here, but this is going to be a different camera angle. I don't feel super confident just like rotating the camera. I want to make it really smooth, very user friendly, and I want to give the control over to the audience. So I'll just do a quick recap real fast. I'll do one more wall, and I think that'll be good. I don't need to put anybody through an entire hour of this. 30 minutes is plenty. And then, like I said, the video will be recorded, and I'll go ahead and just like send it off to everybody whose feedback I want. And again, if I did reach out to you, that means I really, really value your feedback. If you were a customer, not just right now, but for the people I send this to, if you were a customer A1, this means I just respected your opinion, and it means a lot to me to come back to doing something that I really love doing, and kind of rekindle that connection, because it was something that was very important to me, and it was a big part of my life for a long time, and I'm excited to kind of jump back to that again. So on A we have Super Mario Brothers number 1, and Sam I did see pop up right there. We have Wolverine number 88 on B, Futurama number 1 on C. Like this is waving a little bit. If that's bothersome, let me know. We got What If number 105, first appearance of Spider-Girl on D, Beavis and Butthead number 1 on E. We have Silver Surfer number 50. Again, that one is signed. There's no COA. It's a second printing. It's a little bit different looking, different version of that first foil embossed cover of all time. Brought to us by Marvel in the early 90s. That's on F. We got Deadpool number 1. It's the second limited series on G. Spawn number 9, first Angela on H. We got that cool poker card art on I for Deadpool number 16 for $15. And then we got the Scarface cover here on J. That's issue 4 of the, I want to say, this is the 2009 series. Same series over here, here's number 6. That's that Alien homage, the Alien movie poster homage. $15. It's an 8.5. I got Venom Lethal Protector number 1 on L, the Max number 1 on M, Impossible Man number 1 on N. We got that Iron Man newsstand, a 1998 newsstand, issue 1. It's an 8.0 on O. This is from when Marvel rebooted a lot of their series, kind of a few times back to back to back. More of a gimmick than anything else, unfortunately. But I think a lot of these books were kind of cast aside for so long that they might have some legs in the future as far as just kind of being keys that people look for, especially the newsstands for collectors, and even if you get some investment grade level books, they might give you a decent return in the future as well. We got New Mutants number 87. That's the second printing of the first appearance of Cable. $15, 7.5 on P. Heroes and Legends annual just annual 1997, 7.0, $4. It's a newsstand. Again, just trying to make things as accessible as possible for anybody watching. If you do want to pick up a book, you should have access to back issues. It's never going to be all CGC books. It's never going to be all books that are hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I am totally comfortable putting a $4 book up on my wall. We got Star Wars Shadows of the Empire #2, amazing Boba Fett cover, 9.4 plus, $40 each. And we have issue 1 right here, again featuring just fantastic art. It's #1, $75 for 9.4 plus. And remember that first Grogu, Star Wars Tales, #13 in an 8.5, 2002 newsstand, $75. Or not first Grogu, but first Grogu-like character. And of course, we got the Samuel L. Jackson cover right here. And I got my monitor up. Catch up. Shadow of the Empire books are Hugh Fleming covers. Thank you very much, Sam. I appreciate that. And Sam is going to claim K. It's my first claim ever, which I really appreciate. My first claim for my company's live sale. So Sam, thank you so much. It means the world to me. And I will go ahead and make the first pile. So K is going to go to Sam Sklosko, or Wookiee Fanatic 19, as we're going to be going by our YouTube handles. Let's go ahead and put this down right here. Right now I have few enough claims that I can actually just remember them all, which hopefully won't be the case moving forward once things get up and running. But I'll put your name on it, and we'll go from there. So we got, take these guys down real fast. But again, they'll be accessible, especially not right now for the live people, but when I share this video, and it will be rewatchable on YouTube. Feel free to reach out if there's anything that you want here. If you have questions about, if you want me to take some pictures and send, I have a really high resolution camera, so you can see all the defects for yourself before committing to a purchase. That is no problem at all. This is a full service company. I don't have any employees, it's just me right now. Well, I do. I have 2 employees. It's my cats, Bill and Twitch, but they really don't talk about much besides how much kibble they get and how often they get kibble. We're really working to get past that so that they can help contribute to the business as a whole. They don't really understand that the only way I can get kibble is if the business is successful, and I don't think they speak English, actually. I probably should have asked on their application forms, and it is a mistake that will be corrected in the future. We'll go ahead and set these guys down. We've gone through there. First wall ever. We'll do one more. I got Sam's claim, and thank you, Morgan, for the update. 4 people watching. It'd be great if I could get to the point where I can't count all the people watching on one hand. Small goals, baby steps. You got to make sure they're attainable, and it really helps with motivation. So we have Hellstorm #1. This is a Ghost Rider character, cover art by Michael Baer, and scripts by Raphael Neves. This came out April 1st, 1993. This has a really neat kind of textured cover. I like the palette. It's a 9.6 plus for $19. Issue 1 is going to go up on A. We got Ghost Rider 15. This is, I don't even need to look at the notes. This is the first ever glow-in-the-dark book. So, again, lots of gimmicks in the 90s. This one's pretty neat. First glow-in-the-dark book. It's kind of a fun little factoid. Scripts by Howard Mackey. Cover art by Mark Texeira, I think. Texeira. This came out on July 1st, 1991. This is $85 for a CGC 9.8. I'm asking $16 for a raw 9.0. It's going to go on B. Okay, and again, if you do want to claim anything, you do have to fill out the form. I've posted a couple links on the Facebook page. I'll make sure that the links are pinned to the video streams as well. I'm just going to make sure all the information and all the different links that are required to navigate this and make sure it happens are all readily available. And again, if there's anything that I'm missing, just let me know. We got Ghost Rider #1. This is volume 2. This is again scripts by Howard Mackey, cover art by Javier Saltares. We have a publication date of May 1st, 1990. CGC 9.8 of this guy is $235. This is a 9.4 for $49. First appearance of Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider. Origin of the new Ghost Rider. First appearance of Death Watch. First appearance of Barbara Ketch. And let's see, make sure I don't get glare on here. Alright. I'm going to need a faster response on my monitor. I'm going to put that up on C. We got Static number 1. I think these are huge investment opportunities. I've never read these books, but they have really solid art. They had a really low print run, and it was a pretty special company or like sub-label of DC Comics, as every creative for these books was African American, in addition to the characters themselves, or at least like the primary characters, you know, being a line of either mostly or all African American superheroes, which is unfortunately a little more rare in comic books. This is a 9.0 for $45. This came out of a poly bag. I did include all of the materials that came in the poly bag, as I was the one that removed it so I could grade it. It comes with a trading card, some extra information, and I did put the poly bag in there as well, just in case we got any completists out there. But this is a Static number 1, 9.0 from Milestone Comics for $45. Gonna go up on D. Right, yeah, we got another one, a little more affordable. It's an 8.5 plus for $29. So I'll put that on E. So it's a 9.0 for 45, 8.5 plus for 29. And again, I mean, that's pretty affordable books for what I think is a title, publishing label, characters that have nowhere to go but up. Of course, there's no movies for them yet. There's no TV shows for them yet. There's none of the usual kind of market markers that would, you know, pretty much push books' values up, with very little chance of them going back down. So again, it's a good place to get in on those. Spider-Man Unlimited number 1. We got a great Ron Lim book here. Carnage, Spider-Man, classic cover. This is the first part of Maximum Carnage, which is a 12-part series. It's a 9.2 for $26. It's going to go on F. And we got Spider-Man number 26. It's really cool. Has a foil, kind of like a hollow foil image in the middle. Really nice green border. The origin is retold. The gatefold poster is by Ron Lim. Man, this is just a big Deadpool and Ron Lim night. And art is by Ron Frenz and Mark Bagley. This is published September 1st, 1992. And this is going to go up on G. So I'm holding the books a little high. Noted Spider-Girl number 1 in an 8.5. This is a 1998 newsstand. This is the first solo series featuring Spider-Girl. So a great combo would be that What If 105 and the Spider-Girl number 1. Thank you, Sam. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I will post it. Great to see you as well. And yeah, every Tuesday at 6. Let everyone know. All right, so yeah, again, this is a Spider-Girl number 1, 8.5, 1998 newsstand for $49. Gonna go up on H. I just lost a quarter of my viewers. Spider-Man: The Arachnus Project. This one's pretty rare. There's only 20 copies on the CGC census. It's a 1994 newsstand. It's about 10% of the market. It's a 6.5 for $21. So for any Spider-Man completists, this is going to be a great item. I highly recommend picking it up. It's not very often that I come across books on my desk that I either haven't seen, especially, or don't see very often. This fell into both, obviously. Falls under both categories. So this is going to go up on I. We got Amazing Spider-Man number 344. Cover art by Eric Larson. Scripts by David Michelini. Publication date February 10th, 1991. CGC 9.8 is 105. This is an 8.0 for $19. First appearance of Cletus Cassidy, who later becomes Carnage. I believe he was made famous by Woody Harrelson in the second Venom movie. We got the first full appearance of Cardiac, a doctor who vowed to find a cure for the ailment that caused the death of his brother. Hopefully no spoilers. It's going to go up on J. Punisher number 10. We got the first fight between Punisher and Daredevil. I believe. no, that's in the Daredevil series. This is just a really cool cover featuring them fighting. They don't always get along. Cover art by Wilt Portacio and scripts by Mike Barron. Published July 31st, 1998. This is a 9.2 for $24. It's going to go up on K. And also for next week, since I will be posting this video, I'm going to make sure I don't, I'm not going to redo these books again. So I will list them, I'll take some pictures, and I'll let people know that they're available, but I'm going to keep everything really fresh. And again, it's only an hour, so I'm not going to run out of material anytime soon. So next week will be completely new material, it'll be very different. But I'll have just as much information and just as much relevance to the current market and things that I get excited about, and hopefully my potential customers are excited about as well. We got Daredevil number 254. Origin and first appearance of Typhoid Mary. This is John Romita Jr. cover art. It's a 5.5 for $19. This came out in 1988. We'll go up on L. Conan the Barbarian, number 14. This is by far the oldest book I've put up yet. This is a 1972 book. It's a 7.0 for $42. First cameo appearance of Kula Gath, an ancient sorcerer, and first appearance of Elric, which I think is much more important. Barry Windsor Smith cover art. CGC 9.8 is $2,800. And again, this is a 7.0 for $42. It's going to go up on M, for very manly man, Conan. Okay. We got Gambit number 1 and a 9.0 for $19. This is cover art by Lee Weeks. It's a pretty memorable cover. CGC 9.8s are $135. This is a 9.0 for $19. Origin of Gambit, first title series featuring Gambit, first appearance of Kendra, the benefactress, and first team appearance of the Assassin's Guild. I forget how difficult it is to rattle off all of these just randomly created proper nouns. I'm going to do my best. Here's a great Todd McFarlane cover. This is a 1988 newsstand. CGC 9.8 is $1,600. This is an 8.0 for $39. Just iconic, beautiful Todd McFarlane, Incredible Hulk art. This is Hulk 348. It's going to go up on O. I hope the prices are big enough. You can always ask me, and if they're not big enough, I will make stickers that make it much easier to read straight off of the screen. The nice thing about YouTube again is you can access it on your computer, you can access it on your TV, you can blow the image up really well, you can zoom in on places, and I think those are just huge advantages over Instagram. So if there's something you can't read, I would just, if you have the option, put it on a bigger screen. It should be broadcasting in full HD, 1080p. We'll get to 4K as soon as it is practical. We got Incredible Hulk number 449. First appearance of the Thunderbolts. I believe that story is coming up in the Marvel Studios lineup of films. This is an 8.5 for $70. 9.8s are $350. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of first appearances in here. Cover art by Mike Deodato Jr. This is going to go up on P for Please Buy Something. Donald Duck Adventures number 1. This is an 8.5 for $16. Cover art and scripts by Don Rosa, published June 1st, 1990. It's going to go up on Q. About to finish my second wall. Silver Surfer. This is a 9.0 for $32 because we have Daredevil, Silver Surfer, and Spider-Man in a just classic, beautiful cover layout. I'm going to look at the notes for this guy. I wish I had them. They're not on the back. Past Landvin is screwing over present Landvin. We'll put that on R for a really cool comic. We got Silver Surfer 75, another Ron Lim milestone book. It's also a newsstand from 1992. This is a 9.0 for $19. It's going to go up on S. S for Silver Surfer, perfect. And how about some Silver Surfer number 1s? This is volume 3. Volume 2 is just a 2-part series, but this is volume 3. No, sorry. This is volume 2. This is the one-shot. My apologies. So we got John Byrne cover art and story, 52 pages, just really cool, iconic Silver Surfer books. They're both 9.2s for $49. It's going to go up on T. And if you want to find out what book this is, you're going to have to tune in next week. I'll put it up here. Everything, all of my additional inventory. Again, I'm going to make sure that I don't put any duplicates up next week. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always more than happy to take close-up pictures. So just real quick, we got the Hellstorm #1 on A, Ghost Rider 15 on B, Ghost Rider 1 on C, Static 1 on D and E in 2 different grades, Spider-Man Unlimited #1 in a 9.2 for $26. That's on F. Spider-Man #26, it's the holofoil cover with the Ron Lim pinup poster for $17 on G. Spider-Girl #1, it's a 1998 newsstand, 8.5 for $49 on H. We got Spider-Man, the Arachnus Project #1 on I. Amazing Spider-Man #344 on J. So you got the Punisher #10 on K. Daredevil 254 on L. Conan #14, that's the first Elric on M. Gambit #1 on N. It's a 9.0 for $19. We got Hulk #348. Again, that's that sweet Todd McFarlane cover art. Yeah, it's a newsstand. It's an 8.0 for $39. I need to secure my racks a little bit. We got Hulk 449 in an 8.5 for $70 on P. That's the first Thunderbolts. Donald Duck Adventures #1 in an 8.5, $16 on Q. Silver Surfer, just a really cool iconic cover. I need to get notes for that, but that's issue 128. It's a 9.0 for $32 on R. We got Silver Surfer 75. It's a 9.0 newsstand, 1998 newsstand for $19 on S. And then that Silver Surfer Volume 2 #1. It's the one shot, 9.2 for $49 on T. So that is going to wrap it up for me. I can see there's only like 1 or 2 people left. You do have to subscribe to the channel to be able to participate in the chat. It kind of just made sense to me. There will be other perks to subscribing later on. Again, this is kind of like the beta test. Just getting used to this again. And if you jumped on live, I really appreciate you taking the time to help me out with this venture, just like so many people helped me when, me and A1 Comics and my dad during COVID, when we started doing the live sales on Instagram. I think this is the natural evolution of that effort. It's a way to bring kind of the passion, the excitement, and just the whole kind of fun of comic book collecting and comic book kind of like treasure hunting to audiences that can't always come into stores. And audiences that come from places that don't have stores or just worldwide. This is very accessible, and this is kind of going to be the first part when it comes to all comics and collectibles selling books online. It's going to be this first, the live sales once a week. There will be plenty of static posts on various social media platforms to purchase books. Again, I can just send you a PayPal invoice and I can send it off to you, no problem at all. And of course, this is all precursor to just having a full-on web store where all the items that are featured on the live sale will be posted, and with lots of pictures, people can take a look at them, and feel free to contact us if you have any questions. So, thank you. Thanks, Marissa. I really appreciate it. It's great to see everybody, and I'm sure I forgot plenty of things because it's been a while since I've done this, but from Folsom, California, my name is Landon Peets. Thank you so much for tuning in to the first ever broadcasted live sale of All Comics and Collectibles, and hopefully I will see you guys next time, whether it's the live audience or the replay audience. We'll have to figure out a name for them. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming.